The right tools and skills don't just make you good at GRC, they actually make you impossible to ignore. In our final module, we shift the focus from frameworks and processes to you. The tools and skills you need to excel in a GRC role within financial services. GRC in banking is a high-stake environment. You are dealing with complex regulations, evolving cyber threats, demanding stakeholders, and tighter deadlines. Having the right tools from compliance management platform to risk assessment dashboards can make the difference between staying ahead or constantly playing catch up. But tools alone aren't enough. You need strong analytical skills to interpret data, communication skills to influence decision makers, and a mindset of continuous learning to stay relevant in a rapidly changing field. By the end of this module, you will know exactly what it takes to thrive in GRC, not just as a job, but as a career path in financial services. Let's start the final module by talking about what it is like to work in GRC, and more importantly, the mindset that makes you successful. In banking, GRC professionals sit in the middle of complex environment. Business teams want to move fast. Regulators demand strict oversight. Technical teams want to automate everything. Risk and audit want evidence. Your job is not to block anyone. It is to enable the mission without increasing unacceptable risk. This means you need to be approachable. You need to understand business drivers like customer experience or profit margins, etc. You need to speak to both the technical and compliance teams fluently, offer solutions, not just problems. If you are too rigid or inconsistent, teams will avoid you. That's how shadow IT happens. That's how unapproved vendors get onboarded. That's how risk increases without anyone realizing it. So the key to success is this: be the team people trust. Use your knowledge to guide, not to punish. And always ask, what's the risk if we do this? And what's the risk if we don't? Now let's talk about GRC tools. The tech that supports all the governance and risk processes we have discussed so far. There are many tools in the market for GRC like Archer, OneTrust, ServiceNow GRC, Matrix Stream, and others. Some banks also build in-house solutions that tie directly into their enterprise risk assessments or audit platforms. Common use cases include managing risk registers and control libraries, logging and tracking incidents, automatic compliance workflows, reporting on control status and audit findings. But here's the key: tools should help, not get in the way. In many banks, GRC teams get overwhelmed by over-configured platform, conflicting data feeds, tools no one understands without training. So here are some practical lessons. Start small. Get risk and control tracking right first. Automate what's repetitive, like evidence gathering or status dashboards. Avoid automating decisions. Human judgment is still critical. And most importantly, align the tool with your bank's governance maturity. If your processes are basic, don't launch a mega platform. If you're mature, invest in integration. Remember, the tool is there to support the people, not the other way around. Now let's wrap up this course by talking about what actually makes a GRC professional successful, especially in a banking environment. There are three skill categories that matters most. Number one, relationship building. GRC is not done in isolation. You will work with people in tech, legal, audit, risk, and business units. You need to understand their goals. You need to speak in plain language. And you need to build trust so they come to you, not avoid you. Secondly, discovering information. You won't always have the answers, and that's okay. What matters is knowing how to. How to ask the right questions, how to challenge assumptions respectfully, how to dig until you understand the real world picture. And then comes self development. The tools change, that's a reality. Regulations evolve, that's another reality. Threats get smarter, therefore the best GRC professionals, they learn continuously. They get hands-on with their platforms and develop a T-shaped profile. They have broad knowledge of infosec and risk. They have deep expertise in GRC practices. And here's the tip. In bank, your ability to communicate clearly, to stay curious, and to stay consistent is often more valuable than a long list of certifications. And that brings us to the end of our journey through GRC for information security in financial services. We started with the purpose of GRC, why governance, risk, and compliance matter so much in banking. We explored how to understand and manage risk, how compliance is not just a box to tick, and how governance works in practice. We looked at the importance of assurance, how GRC connects every part of the organization, and the tools and skills you need to excel in this field. My aim was to show you that GRC is not a burden. It's a strategic advantage when done right. It protects trust, builds resilience, and enables the business to move forward with confidence. Thank you for your time and engagement. I hope you leave today with not just a better understanding of GRC, but with ideas you can put into practice in your own work. All the best.